What do you get when you combine a sweet-swinging left-handed rookie home run hitter patrolling right field for the New York Mets with a collecting public just itching to get its hands on their first ever, though non-existent pasteboard? Why, you get the Darryl Strawberry baseball card that almost single-handedly turned the concept of the traded set into a hobby phenomenon, of course. Young Mashers. The summer of 1983 was notable for many baseball developments, but maybe none of them were more important from a collecting standpoint than the sudden re-emergence of young power bats as a focal point in the game. In particular, the Mets and the Chicago White Sox both broke out of obscurity on the backs of a pair of young rookie sluggers. In Chicago, 25-year-old Ron Kittle finally struck in the big leagues after 6 seasons in the minors and after an astounding power display that saw him swat 40 home runs in 1981 in Double-A action and 50 in 1982 at the Triple-A level. He wasted little time in feasting on Major League pitching in 1983, and his 35 home runs helped lead the White Sox to the best record in the game. Collectors, of course, went bonkers for Kittle, and we flocked to his 1983 Fleer rookie card. It was the only mainstream issue for Kittle issued that summer, and it gave Fleer a considerable leg up on its competition. As great as Ron Kittle was, Darryl Strawberry was a different sort of phenomenon altogether. Selected as the #1 overall draft pick in 1980, Strawberry made short work of the Mets minor league system. On May 6, 1983, he made his big league debut at the age of just 21, and fans were instantly transfixed. The frame was powerful, the pose was palatable, the swing was gorgeous. He was going to be the next Ted Williams according to the early hype. And then he delivered. In just 22 games, Strawberry smacked 26 home runs, drove in 74, and collected 19 stolen bases. Strawberry won the National League Rookie of the Year award, and the Flushing faithful hardly noticed that the Mets languished in last place. Finally, they had hope. The Strawberry Mystique. As the temperatures rose and Strawberry continued to smash baseballs, collectors became more and more desperate for a first glimpse of him on cardboard. Those were the days before pre-rookie cards and full-out speculation, remember. So there was little incentive for card companies to include players who had no Major League Baseball experience in their sets. Eventually, Strawberry would help change that, but hobbyists were left to wait all through that fateful summer. Thankfully, observant collectors knew we wouldn't have to wait through the winter, too, because Topps had changed their game in the face of direct competition from Fleer and Donruss in 1981. In particular, the old gum company had taken to releasing standalone traded sets at the end of each season to catch us up on players who had switched teams during the season. In 1982, they had used the extra real estate to grace us with dedicated cards for young players who had previously shared a card with other rookies. Future stars in the Topps vernacular of that year. The major beneficiary and target of collector adoration to that point had been Cal Ripken Jr. But while Ripken was already a superstar by 1983, he won the American League MVP award. All of the mystique was already gone for card collectors. The same could be said for Kittle and the next year for Don Mattingly. Collectors could grab rookie cards of both of those guys in the midst of their breakout seasons, and the 1984 Donruss Mattingly card, of course, helped change the hobby. With Strawberry, though, we were foaming at the mouth by the time November rolled around. We gladly shelled out $10, $20, $30 for the 1983 Topps traded set when it finally was released. It didn't hurt anything that Topps chose to print the cards on premium, hard white cardstock rather than its typical soft mush brown, or that they included their first Ron Kittle card in that set. Changing the hobby. For maybe the first time, a confluence of events had ensured the success of a set of baseball cards long before they were ever released. From that point forward, throughout the hobby boom, Topps traded sets were eagerly awaited and flew off dealer shelves every fall. They also helped set the formula that card manufacturers would follow and refine to make the boom a reality. Produce a high-quality set full of hot rookie cards and create an air of anticipation and scarcity wherever and whenever you can. It was a model that would be invoked again and again as the hobby exploded throughout the rest of the 1980s. In the ensuing years, Strawberry reached greater heights on the diamond before hubris and personal problems diminished his awesome potential. In the end, his career stats look good, but not great, and anyone who was around in his heyday can't help but wonder what might have been if he had stayed on his initial trajectory. Kettlestar descended much more rapidly, and he was a journeyman bouncing from team to team by the late 1980s. With its two major drivers diminished significantly, and with the proliferation of sets that would flood the hobby in the coming years, the 1983 Topps Traded set slowly slid down collectors' must-have list. It never disappeared completely, though. Still a staple. Today you can find complete sets for $30 or less, while the Kittle rookie card will set you back a buck or two. And the once vaunted Darryl Strawberry rookie card? It's not completely dead. And you can find nice raw copies for $10 to $15, and specimens graded in PSA 10 gem mint run about $100. Those prices are a testament to the revolutionary combination of the Strawberry Mystique and the masterful positioning of the 1983 Topps Traded set. Without them, the hobby boom might not have been so resounding. Like our video? Then like our videos and subscribe to our channel. waxpackgods.com